the Fast Mode podcast series. I'm Tara Neil, and with me today is Adonay Cervantes, Global Field CTO, Sales Director, and Strategic Accounts Director at CloudBlue. CloudBlue, an Ingram micro company, is an award-winning monetization platform that enables companies to succeed in today's subscription economy by unlocking the power of digital ecosystems and marketplaces. With 25 plus years of experience leading high-performing global and regional sales teams, Adonay is responsible for the existing customer growth at CloudBlue. He bridges communication between product and field operation and translates technology into business value. Adonay joins us as part of our coverage of the upcoming DTW Ignite 2025. Welcome, Adonay. Great to have you on today's episode.
Thank you very much. My pleasure to be here with you.
Awesome. Okay, so let's start. DTW is happening next week. What can we expect from CloudBlue at the show? And what are you looking forward to the most?
Right. So we have participated in the 3 previous years, and we have been doing these catalyst projects where we are challenged by champions. Champions is the way we call the telecom companies that come with us with a challenge to improve something, to come with innovation, to use the TM Forum artifacts to create solutions for complex problems of these telecommunication companies. In this year, what we are looking for is to show how we are solving the dynamic network sharing inside marketplaces and how it is possible today to create bundles and slices of network and creating also connections between different data centers, the cloud to cloud, side to side, side to cloud, in a dynamic way, using modern APIs, the TM Forum APIs, but also networking APIs, camera APIs, to demonstrate how we can actually, using a marketplace, provide a slice of it to an SMB company that is buying from service providers. This is a challenge for this year, for sure. Part of this is also spend time with colleagues, learn more about other challenges from other champions in other catalyst projects to keep up to date into the evolution of the telecommunication industry, of the network evolution of these digital service providers, and also for sure to make all our partners and customers aware on the latest, greatest on CloudBlue and how we are contributing into these projects.
So I guess visitors at the show will get to see how you addressed these challenges, through your showcases. Am I right?
Absolutely. There is always an stand where we are showcasing our project, and we have also an arena presentation where we are going to speak about our specific catalyst project of these marketplaces for the dynamic network sharing.
Wow, that's really exciting. So, pivoting to the one of the biggest topics that we talk about, why do you think telcos should focus on becoming digital service providers? In other words, techcos. From the shifting away from their traditional telco role.
Right. So actually, this is a fantastic question. Right now, we are looking at the shutdown of the 2G networks. More and more new applications actually born to serve only in 5G network. However, in regions like Latin America, where I'm based, the 4G network is on the peak of adoption still. But no one can deny that 5G network has huge investments. Why? Because the 5G cells are smaller, because they need more energy, so 30 to 40% probably more expensive. And telecom companies need to monetize those infrastructure investments and need to have a return of investment on all these deployments. So then they need to evolve. It's important to mention that I remember when I was in the Mobile World Congress back in 2023, where the CEO of Orange Telecom was saying that accordingly to PricewaterhouseCoopers study, 46% of the CEO thought at that moment that their company won't exist more than 10 years more. So
Wow.
this has to do, yeah, it's a shocking statistic, right?
Yes, it is indeed.
And this has to do with two main factors: the market saturation and the market concentration. So in development countries, there are probably more mobile lines than persons, and no more customers are coming to buy more services. At
Yeah.
the same time, the dynamics of the market where the largest telecommunication companies are absorbing the smaller ones, where you are seeing more mergers, more acquisitions, but also some of them disappearing, are leaving a small number of players into all this ecosystem. So then in this competition scenario, very competitive scenario, what we are seeing is that the one way to create more value is to use the existing customer base. And the existing customer base, specifically in the SMB market, in the B2B market. And there are some great indicators about the B2B market. For instance, not sure if you've heard, but the value, the total value of the uh, marketplace market in 2024 was 5.8 billion, and it was meant to grow all the way to 12.4 billion by 2030. And the e-commerce, even outside marketplaces, the e-commerce market in 2024 was above 18 trillion, and it's growing in a compound annual rate of 16%. So all those indicators actually are very meaningful for the digital service providers to create solutions for the existing customer base in the B2B segment. So then those solutions can make use of the network components. Those network components then can become the return of investment of those infrastructures of 5G, of more network. And then
Yes.
with this, digital service providers are addressing two challenges. The first one is, how do we create more revenue? How do we increase the ARPU? How do we use our existing customer base? And the answer is creating value added services portfolio that includes the use of the network as a piece of the bundle inside offers
Yes.
to the SMB market.
Wow. So basically, it all boils down to how you monetize existing customer base by adding on other services that sometimes they are already buying from others, or they have no idea of, which you guys can, help CSPs to bring out there, because they have like fantastic marketplaces where you can combine and create bundles. And I guess that's what a lot of operators are looking at right now. It's a strategy. It's also this concept of customer lifetime value, and trying to increase that, through innovative offers that, you've just mentioned. So, let's talk about some of the enablers. Like, what do you need to take this, go through this direction? Like, how important is a modern catalog solution, for example, in supporting this transformation?
Absolutely. So let's think about the catalog of the telco. If we go backwards 10 years, the catalog was around all the data plans, the text messages. That is the all revenue opportunity. Still exists, but it's decreasing and it's small.
Yeah.
Then the existing opportunity still is the connectivity with 4G, but
Yep.
also all the services arena, the managed services, the over the top companies providing content across the operator's network, the IoT components, the smart things, and partially the cloud. This is the existing opportunity. It's big, but I could call it is in a transition phase. Why? Because the new opportunity that it's quite big in the next 5 to 10 years, it's the modern portfolio of services. And here I'm talking not only about the concept of cloud, but the evolution of cloud. I'm talking about hybrid infrastructure as a service using the data centers of the service providers, but also using the hyperscalers network and combining the bill in one single pane of glass. I'm talking about the evolution of the cybersecurity solutions using all the software-defined networking components, plus a cybersecurity solution, plus the managed services of the operators, plus some other pieces of education, everything combined in a bundle for X amount of dollars per month. I'm talking also about the network as a service, the private networks, the SD-WAN, the managed network, the managed firewall, the managed switches, the SD-WAN components in general, the private cells for airports, for the cities, for smart cities, for security, the private networks also for mining, for agriculture, for small smart airports. So all these use cases as a service are part of the evolution of the catalog. So then, again, for the telecom operators, for the service providers that today are a trusted source of data plans, they need to become also a trusted source of digital services. And those services need to be offered in flexible models, in subscription-based models. That will reduce the bar for new small and medium businesses to get access to these type of services. And also that consumption will increase margins for the telecom operators, will increase the lifetime value. And because for offering these type of solutions, the operators need to add automation from ordering to provisioning to billing in digital channels. At the same time, that is increasing the user experience. And because that is increasing the user experience, then customers are more propense to stay in a longer period of time with the operators and are less propense to leave them because it is very complex to enable 2 or 3 services as a subscription and then just move them to other operator, right?
Yes, exactly. That's actually a brilliant strategy, right? Because you now have to figure out how you're going to port over all of the services that you have tied in with
Yeah,
the operator. And you have just mentioned, like these bundles because of the proliferation of IoT. Devices and stuff. So, ultimately connectivity has to be bundled with all the things, the endpoints that you have said across, different sectors and all that. And then the cloud services, the managed services, network as a service and stuff. So it becomes like one huge bundle. And you mentioned about the subscription-based offers that you are giving, which makes it easier for them to just subscribe and add on to their existing bundle. So
right.
these are really brilliant insights. Okay, so let's build on that. And coming back a little bit to DTW, we have these 3 major pathways at the show, and one of it is composable IT and ecosystems, right? So
Right.
what role does an open catalog solution play in supporting interoperability and enhancing partner ecosystems?
Correct. So the catalog is just one piece of it. The concept of the composable marketplaces is that you can use building blocks like Legos to create pieces of functionality from different vendors, creating one single architecture. That you can decompose this into the order management, into the provisioning engine, into the billing engine, into the catalog management, the vendor management, the third party management. So each of the APIs of the TM forum, even more in these in these open digital architectures, all these ODA components, they have a specific mission to be able to add parts of different pieces of technology from different providers to create an architecture. The composable marketplace then is to have a marketplace with the ability to add the front-end stores and the monetization interfaces potentially with one vendor, potentially also to invoke those capabilities from headless mode with these open ODA APIs, and also to add the order management, the catalog management, the vendor management, the inventory management, the fulfillment, the billing, so all these components in different engines. Most of them in the back, powered by microservices that will embed one of the functions of each of these components, and together we'll create an architecture that will create a specific scenario from order to cash to billing. All of these components working together, some of them from the same vendor, from some of them from complete different vendors. But the idea behind this is that you can use standard APIs to call these components, and that is actually unlocking the service providers to specific vendors or brands. That is giving them flexibility to switch components, to adjust pieces, to use some things internal, some things external, and to go faster and more agile, because the more standardization there is on API connectivity with external components, the more flexibility and agility to implement new use cases and scenarios.
And I guess, for vendors like yourself, it also gives an opportunity for you to enter, new markets, by placing yourself on operator, marketplace platforms, right?
Absolutely. And what you're mentioning is quite important, because in every telco that we start a conversation as a monetization platform, we will hear, Mr. CloudBlue, I already have my CRM, I already have subscription management, I already have billing management, I use these external CRM systems to order, I have an orchestrator to provision network or other things, I have a BSS that it's talking already. So the fact that CloudBlue monetization platform, it's modular, allow us to integrate the specific models and the specific components to each use case of our operators. So then we allow them to manage the business holistically, and not in an independent pieces where we become more an issue than an issue solving platform, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I guess, we have just gone into the topic of CloudBlue, and we want to dive deeper into that. So what is CloudBlue's unique value proposition, in the BSS space? And, how do your solutions deliver this?
Right. So first of all, CloudBlue is a monetization platform that has 5 main pillars and use cases. What we call the core of the platform, it's based on, first, all the subscription and subscription billing management component, where we are able to manage the 360 degrees scenarios of the subscription, the creation, the deletion, the place of hold, the grace periods, and so far and so on. And then the second pillar is all the catalog management, where we have already 450 vendors integrated, majority of them through open APIs. And then we have the technical connectivity, and we understand the business rules of all these vendors. The next one is the ability to create sales channels. We are a multi-tier based platform. So then with this multi-tier, you can have one level for the catalog, and then multiple levels that are going to be represented by sales channels. And the next one, and no one can ignore the hyperscalers, is to coexist with the hyperscalers. It's been able to syndicate catalog from hyperscalers, but at the same time to publish your solutions into the hyperscalers. And everything combined, it's a scenario of an ecosystem marketplace, where you can have different countries, you can have different sales channels, you need an interface for the SMBs for self-service, but you need an interface for the sales agent to be able to produce a quotation, and then to do a assisted sales scenario on behalf of the customer, to be able to manage pricing, to integrate external payment gateways, payment processors, domain processors, tax management processors. So all of these combined is what we call an ecosystem management platform. And that is what makes CloudBlue a unique technology for monetizing solutions, because we not only have the catalog management, vendor management, and the ecosystem, we have all the commerce management functions, but at the same time, we have the flexibility to integrate the catalog piece with external commerce systems. So then, if it happens that there is a partner that asks us to create an integration with the hyperscalers, yes, we can. If they already have e-commerce platform where they are using it as a storefront, we can integrate our catalog. If they are using more enterprise corporate scenarios with external CRMs to manage all the opportunities and to manage all the the selling actions through them, we can integrate again our commerce engine and the catalog to be able to automate the provisioning. So that flexibility with the 4 and 5 core models that I mentioned is what makes us unique, because we have competitors in the subscription management arena, in the commerce management arena, in the listing to hyperscalers arena, in the background functions of all the management of the commerce business. But together,
Yes.
we are the one platform that is able to handle all these scenarios with flexibility.
So, which means that if they already have existing tie-ups with, an e-commerce platform and hyperscalers, they can basically still use your platform because it caters for, their existing partnerships.
Correct. Absolutely correct. Yeah.
Wow, I guess, you guys bring such comprehensive offerings, especially in growing partner ecosystems and truly making it very interoperable and a really open platform for a lot more vendors to join, and ensure that CSPs continue to innovate and like you mentioned, ensure that the ARPUs, they sustain the ARPUs and also improve customer loyalty. So
Yeah.
great. I think, this is great conversation. And with that, I guess we are at the end of our podcast session today. So, thank you, Adonay, for joining us, for sharing all these brilliant insights. We learned a lot today.
Thank you very much. Thank you for inviting me and giving me the opportunity to talk about the evolution of the telco catalog and how service providers can monetize those solutions that would help them to increase the ARPU and the lifetime value of customers. Very much appreciated, and looking forward to have a fantastic DTW session, including our catalyst. So please don't miss the chance to visit our booth and learn about our project.
We'll definitely do. We'll be there and we'll definitely pay a visit to your booth. And, we are looking forward to seeing, how you address your challenges at the Catalyst projects. So, so to everyone else who's tuning in, if you guys want to learn more, visit www.cloudblue.com and do follow the Fast Mode for more updates and insights as we continue to uncover the latest in technology and telecommunications. See you in our next session. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.